I tell you, life is a strange, strange animal. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to spot and work opportunity. For some reason, there are many people that think the American dream is dead. Things have gone to shit. So on and so forth. Let's chop it up, shall we? As we jump into this, I want you to think about some stuff. What exactly is opportunity? There are many people that become imminently butthurt if opportunity isn't easy. Let's focus on that word, easy. Many people have been conditioned to believe that they should get great things at a great price. Part of that mix is opportunity. There are people out there that tell me this. And I remember when I was working on my first book and I was talking to a friend, and I was like, yeah, I'm working at it 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. Because the thing is, when I wrote that first book, I did not know what I was doing. I didn't. But the effort was massive and it got me through. With that, the person I was talking to just couldn't understand. It was just like, well, why don't you start the storage auction business again? Get back in that. That's something you know. And it was one of those moments that I felt constricted because someone was trying to stuff me in a box that made them feel more comfortable. Because this is one of the things I get on YouTube all the time. It's like, hey, you're a storage auction guy. Hey, you're this status. You should do this. You're supposed to do this. And the only motherfucking thing I'm supposed to do is be true to myself. And if that means making a pivot or chasing a dream or doing any of those things, that's what I'm going to do. And I spoke to my friend and we went back and forth, and I could just tell that they were frowning upon me having the audacity, the clarity to say, I want to write a book. I didn't really think it was that big of a deal because it's something I always wanted to do, and I knew many people that had done it, and I have a lot of friends who are writing. I was like, I can do this. What I failed to understand on that day was people are afraid of change. And you would think, okay, well, this is my life and I'm making change here in my life. That shouldn't really be the problem. But the thing is, chaos theory or chaotic theory or the butterfly effect. A pebble is dropped in the pond in Africa, spreads a ripple that goes across the world in some form or fashion. Same thing happens when you make personal changes in your life. These changes scare people because they move them from their comfort center. I didn't realize that me saying, hey, I'm not going to do the storage auction business again. It's really not the best thing for me right now, but I'm going to write this book. I had no idea that that was threatening to someone. And the part of it is, this narrative is, you should do what people expect you to do. There are folks who are living a life that was designed by others, and they're living this life for other people, and they're miserable. Now, I know you're going to yourself, hey, Glendon, what does this have to do with opportunity? It has everything to do with opportunity. Opportunity is a choice. It's not supposed to be easy. Sometimes opportunity is easy. I was walking down the street when I was a kid, and I looked down and I saw the corner of some money, and I picked it up, and it was a 20 that was covered in mud. I found a little puddle, and I washed that bad boy off and had myself a great weekend. It was opportunity. It wasn't clean, but it was still money. There are many people that are really, really confused when they encounter something that has the potential to do something for them on a positive level, but because there are challenges, there are pitfalls, there is hard work, That's another thing that trips up people. Hard work. You have all this stuff, and then it's like, no, because I saw this comment that was on a YouTube video, and the guy had an epiphany. He saw some stuff and he knew the value of the stuff. And he went after it, but the owner who was selling it at a great price refused to come down. And he got home and he was like, oh my God, I could easily sell this stuff for 5 times what he's asking. And I was still trying to get a deal because we have been conditioned to get a deal. Regardless of the fact if what's on the table already is perfectly acceptable. That is how people fuck up opportunity. For his sake, I hope the stuff is still there, because that's one of the things that I learned in the resale game. There is the 50% off guy. It goes to people, makes this 50% offer, and for some people it works, or the ultimate low ball. I will tell you, for me as a seller, that does not work. And one of the reasons it doesn't work for me is, as a seller, I do my due diligence in the marketplace, so I know that my pricing is adequate. I may not sell it at really fast sometimes, but I will sell it. Recently, I sold a Herman Miller Aeron chair, size C. I'll get into that a little bit more. I paid $350 for it 2 years ago. I sold it for $425. I placed it up on Craigslist for $500 with "I will deliver if you're close." Guy said, "I'll come pick it up if you and he offered me $425. I could have pushed it up. I probably could have got $450. Probably, but see, this is something else I learned as a seller and a buyer. Sometimes the emotional energy that you put forth to get a few extra nickels is really not worth it, because you're conditioning yourself to be cheap. There's economical, and there's thrifty, and there's cheap. When you're cheap, you have a cheap soul, a cheap mindset, and it will make you miss out on opportunities because you are haggling over pennies and nickels while dollars go out the window. I sold a chair because I didn't use it, and I have this philosophy that, if I'm not using stuff in my life, I get rid of it. And I used that chair as seed money for Reselology, the new company that I started. So the goal is to turn that $425 into 6 figures around this time next year. So we'll see how that goes. Let me redirect myself. We're going to make that happen. We're going to work on the business plan. We're going to grow it. We're going to tweak it. We're going to do all the things that we need to do to make that 6-figure outcome reality. But in terms of opportunity, and it's taken me some time to understand this journey, because as I do YouTube videos, as I train people, as I meet people, certain patterns are emerging. Sometimes I see my former self in people that come to my YouTube channel. In the 90s, like 97, 98, 99. Those were some really, really rough years for me. Really, really rough. And I had some seriously fucked up mindsets about life. I was dating this girl. Now, this is the power of the hustler mindset and really thinking. But back then, I didn't really have it together. I was working in this lab at this hospital that's closed. It used to be West Paces Ferry Hospital. And this drug rep comes in. Oh my God, she was gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous girl. And she had to have some blood work done, and I am being totally 100% unprofessional. After I draw blood, and I do it really well, and she was like thrilled, and she squeezed my arm. "Thanks for not hurting me." I was like, "Well, let's go out." Just like that, right? Because she was fine, and she's like, "Well, okay." So we're going out and everything, and my life takes a few turns where I actually end up where I don't have a car. Now, she's a drug rep. She was making really good money, and she had 2 cars, and we're dating. My loser mindset, let me really clarify what that was. My loser mindset was, well, this is my girl. We're dating. She knows I don't have a car. She's got 2. Maybe she'd let me drive the other one, right? Now, let's just really look at this. She had the job. She bought the car. She had the company car. It had nothing to do with me. But that's where my loser mindset was. And, I got mad at her and broke up with her because she would not allow me to use her car that she paid with her own money before she met my sorry ass, totally ignoring the fact that she was dating me. I made maybe 1/4 the money she made, because she made 6 figures and I was doing about 28, maybe 30 at the time. Yeah, because I had taken some serious pay cuts. So she made probably 4, maybe 5 times as much money as did. She never ever said anything. And, just really looking back, beautiful woman, great spirit, hard worker, established and cool as shit. But because I was a loser mentally, I fucked it up. She was an opportunity. She was the type of chick you marry. She was a good person, solid family. But because I was hung up on some entitlement bullshit, I let her go. And then it took me many years to realize, dude, that was stupid as fuck. I tell you this story of my misgivings, of my bad mindset, because I was in a horrible place back then. I tell it to you so hopefully you can pick some gems of you doing the same dumb shit. No one owes you anything. But there are people that will come to me on my YouTube channel and act as if I owe them something. I look at it as a reciprocal relationship. I put up a video, I put up a funny video, you laugh. I put up an educational video, you watch, you gain information. It's a 2-way street to me. That's how I look at it. But there are other people that have this notion that we're all on the same level. Now, if you're on my YouTube channel and nothing's ever made you unsubscribe before, this may be the thing to make you do it, because I'm about to say some stuff that's going to be very, very unpopular. There are some people who are smarter than others. There are some people, their opinions matter more than others. There are some people who are better than other people. Yes, they are better. And people walk around with this namby-pamby, we're all the same, we're all worth the same. It's not true. It's not true, because when you look at it from a humanity standpoint of, should I kill this person and this person, at that point we're all the same. But in terms of contribution to the world, in terms of improving the world, in terms of helping people or being a beacon of light or influence or something, everybody doesn't carry that same swagger. Let's talk about Michael Jackson. Whether you think he's a pedophile or not, I don't know. I know Mike was weird. Just unvarnished, just the truth. He was weird. But I think the dude had a beautiful heart. And if he did anything, I don't think it was intentional. But I don't know. I was not there. And with that, let's look at what happened with Michael Jackson. By being whoever he was, Mike left a legacy of influence that people are in love with him. And he has moved people for decades. Whether you like him or not is immaterial. The truth of the matter is, Michael Jackson has influence. Even though he is gone, he still has a magnificent level of influence over people. Steve Jobs, same thing. Now, if you really know the story of Steve Jobs, he was a bum, a weed smoking bum, before he became this cultural icon. I tell you that not to cast aspersions on Steve Jobs because he's a hero of mine. I tell you that so you can understand that a person can change. That a person can go from a place that is not somewhere desirable to this beautiful, magnificent thing. That's what Steve Jobs did. That's what Michael Jackson did. There's several people that started from nothing because they recognized opportunity. Opportunity isn't always going to be dressed in a nice suit and tie with shiny shoes and walk into your life. Sometimes the best opportunity that's going to come into your life is going to look horrible. It's going to be covered in shit, mud, blood, sweat, and tears. That's right. Some of the best opportunities for you are going to look like the abominable boogeyman. They're going to be scary. They're going to be just out of this world ugly, but it's opportunity, and it's for you to develop the mental acuity to actually observe that. When I first got in the storage auction business, it took me 2 weeks to realize the opportunity. 2 weeks. And the reason it took me 2 weeks is because I was a little arrogant. I came from a kind of sort of corporate job. I wore business casual. I had my little khakis, my little blue shirt, and I got to talk to people and talk about big deals. Oh, you're going to spend $50,000. No, you're going to spend $100,000. No, you're going to do $250,000. And I was a little full of myself. So I go out there and I see these ragtag, deliverance-looking people. And I was like, oh, this is going to be easy. I could have never been more wrong in my life. Those motherfuckers ate my ass alive for the first 3 months. It was the dichotomy of that whole moment is a trip. But I stuck it out and I saw it because after 2 weeks, I recognized the opportunity. I recognized the things that could happen based on coming from that corporate background, coming from a medical background and working in the lab and being able to quantify, measure things and look at it. And I said, this is off the charts, incredible opportunity. And it came to me when I was cleaning out this unit that Rodney the Rat had shitted all over. There was all of this crap, and that's the reason I got this unit. It was one of the better units I got in those early months. I got the unit for $5, and it was, like I said, it was horrible. When I say abominable boogeyman covered in blood, sweat, shit, piss, and tears, that was this unit. It stinked. It was funky. After about 5 feet of just, I've got these big trash bags full of stuff. And if you're getting the storage auction business, go to Home Depot and get the thick contractor bags. Do not get those little cheap dollar store bags because you will love me a long time if you listen to me because those little cheap bags will break. And so I had all these contractor bags full. The clothes were messed up. It was just, and I'm leaning up against this mattress and there's this big menstrual stain on it. And I'm just like ready to just throw in the towel. Then I just manned up and I was like, you bought this shit, we're gonna clean it out. So I got the trash and stuff, and at this time I didn't have the van, so I had a rental. So I'm putting trash bags up in there and I'm going through it, and this is the first 5 feet, and mentally I was just like checked out. It's like, get it done, it has to be done, get it done. So I stopped thinking about how horrible it was. Then I got to the 6 foot, and it was like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde in this unit. It was like 2 different units. It was like 2 different universes. It was like, what the fuck? I mean, we went from ashy to classy to, oh my God, I can't believe this. You got to be kidding me. Because it was apparently, I don't even know the story. It was just stuff that was pulled from like a really bad house next to stuff that the two shouldn't have been mixed up together. But There was a beautiful bedroom set. There was a nice dining room set. There was some jewelry. There was a shotgun. Remember, it was only a $5 unit. I sold a shotgun for $450. And it was just like, whoa. And as I was pulling out the good stuff, and I actually had to go make a dump run to get rid of the trash so I could put the good stuff in the truck, it just hit me. It's like I was bemoaning the fact that I bought this unit, and this unit is so good it's going to make the rest of the month. And at that point, it clicked. It was just like, oh, this is how this works. Many of you are missing out on greatness and wonderful opportunities because you expect your opportunity to come to you as you imagine it, when really it's going to come to you as the universe intends. Which is one of the reasons that I started the YouTube channel, because I don't talk about all the flack that I received from friends and family when I got into publishing. My mother, love her to death, the same woman I talked about, said, "What you're telling me is you still don't have a job, my son." There was a lot of people like, well, that's going well. It's going well. Why do you want to change? Because I was like, I see the opportunity. Everything that I do, I see opportunity. It doesn't mean that it's going to work out the way that I think it's going to work out. Sometimes it works out in like over the top crazy, and other times it doesn't work out at all. When I wrote that first book, The Ultimate Guide to Storage Auctions, that book launched the YouTube channel, which has given me incalculable dividends to this day. That book launched 35 production companies contacted me. I had an opportunity for a reality show. The whole process was fascinating. I got to meet a lot of really cool people. I got an opportunity to work on the reality show as a consultant. And it just, so many things came from me making that pivot to do something I never did before. That's the power of opportunity. Now, you got to really use your mental fourth eye, fifth eye, whatever, when you look at a situation and ask yourself these questions. If I do this, what's the worst thing that can happen? That's one of the first questions that I ask myself when I do something crazy or I think it may be crazy. Like the YouTube channel, it's like, okay, because, I was a little bit like, yeah, YouTube's for kids, because that's all you saw on there was kids and, dating and sex advice and bullshit. And I was like, okay, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? You could do the channel and nothing can happen. That was the worst thing that can happen. Nothing can happen. So I was like, okay, let's do this. Wrote the book, gave myself a year. The goal was within 12 months, I had to make it work, or I was going to have to either get back in the storage auction business or find a job. So I had a 12-month plan. Fortunately, the money started coming in about month 6 that I could live on. In month 14, it was a full-time income. Had full-time income coming in. So, but it was an opportunity with a plan, with hard work. When you're looking at a situation, you got to ask yourself another question. What do I want? Many people just do stuff to do stuff with no clear-cut goal or outcome in mind. I think it's horrible, and I think it's a little cowardly to just say, well, let's just do this and see what happens. That's why I corrected myself at the beginning of this podcast, because mentally you have to direct your thoughts, you have to direct your words, you have to focus on moving forward in the linear path if possible. So you got to say, like, what do I want? Do I really want this? And another question you have to ask yourself, what price are you willing to pay? Because when I left the storage auction business to pursue publishing and to write books, the price was, realistically, there was a chance that I would never, ever make the same income I made in the storage auction business. And a lot of people thought that was patently insane. They were just like, you are fucking out of your mind. And I'll tell you the deal I made with God. I was like, all right, God, this is how it's going to go. If I can make $50,000 a year as a writer. I'm in 100%. I made $62,000 my first year, 4 years a writer. And I've been in ever since. Now, I used to make close to 3 times that much in the storage auction business. Now, for anyone listening to you, that's going to sound batshit crazy. It's going to sound unreasonable. You're not going to believe it because you think that my value system is the same as yours. But it's not. My value system isn't the same as yours. I value freedom. The things that I do for freedom. I don't do things for money. I do things for freedom. Another part of being a writer, a creative person, is your career is long as shit. I can be 98 years old and still doing what I'm doing. Have you ever noticed all the guys on like Harry Reasoner and Charles Osgood? These guys are 80-something. Still doing what they've been doing their thing for 5-6 decades. That's the beauty of print, journalism, being a creative person, artists painting until they, weeks before they pass on to glory. That is the beauty of this kind of business, this kind of occupation, vocation. It's as long as you can think, you can create and work. The storage auction business, I noticed a pattern of people checking out around 60. I saw it. People were strong when I got in the game. They hit that 60 years, 64, 60. They start cutting back. They couldn't do as much. Couldn't work as hard. Couldn't load the units as fast. Body was breaking down. And it was just like, whoa, I don't want that. No, yeah, you can hire staff and get people to do that. This is true. Didn't want that. So I looked at that and I thought about it with my financial education. And also, that was just for the first year, because the thing is, if you make 50, you can make 60. And if you make 60, you make 70. So my goal was 5-year plan. And what's really, really funny is my 4th full year will be July 17th, 2013. This year, I'm actually 2 years ahead on my 5-year plan. So another reason that I continue, and this is about developing and looking at an opportunity, because in your life, there are certain opportunities that could do the same thing for you, but it won't be quick. That's another thing you have to ask yourself. How long can I wait? How much patience can I develop? Because we live in this society where people think if something doesn't innately happen in the next 30 days, then it's wrong. It can be the rightest thing in the world for you, but because it doesn't happen just like that, people lose their mind and they lose their focus and they lose their passion and they get off that path onto another path, which they stay on for 30 days or less. Then they get off that path and get onto another path. And next thing you know, there's 30, 40, 50 paths that they've gotten on and they're 60 some years old going, what the fuck did I do with my life? Because you've got to pick something and work it for a few months, maybe 6 months, a year. And you will see it because so much work's going to go up in the beginning. But you have to learn that opportunity is not always nice. It's not warm. It's not cozy. Sometimes the best opportunity in the world makes you uncomfortable as fuck. You can't sleep at night because it's that heavy. It's that big. And it's those things that will change you, that will create a better life for you, that will grow you as a person, that will give you the life that you want. Because I tell this to a lot of my friends who are now trying to start businesses, but they're trying to do what I call chase the dream and live the dream simultaneously. Most people can't do it. When I wrote that first book, I cranked down my lifestyle to the point that I could live on $1,500 a month. That's how big my dream was for me, that I was like, okay, I can't go out. I can't do this. I can't buy this. I can't have this. I have to live on this budget, which was another reason that I was able to get to a full-time income quicker because it was like I couldn't pull money from savings and accounts and stuff to live on. I had to make that shit work. When you put yourself, it was kind of like I didn't burn my ships like in the Greek story. I didn't burn my ships, but I locked my ships away from myself, so to speak, because you got to have this hunger and this passion to really chase your opportunity, to hug your opportunity, to hold your opportunity's hands when your opportunity's crying like a little bitch, when your opportunity's like on its period, when your opportunity is having one of those crazy days and is spinning around the room looking like a mad opportunity. You still have to be in it for your opportunity. We live in the United States of America, to me, the greatest country in the world. Because I've traveled and I've seen other places. I know other people like, yeah, other places are better. That's your perspective. But from where I sit, from the life that I have, from the life that I used to have, for me, a college dropout, a little kid from Alabama with a speech impediment that was in special ed, to go from that to where I'm at today, I don't think that would have happened in any other country. I'm sorry. I don't think it would have happened. So I'm glad to be here, and I plan on staying here. Because you can run away from your problems, but that's not going to solve them. You know, there's a lot of people like, oh, you know, the country's doing this, is doing that. I'm going to leave the United States of America. Okay, good luck with that. Good luck with that, my friend, because every country in the world either has a social problem or an economic problem or a combination of both. Good luck with that. We have more people here that spend money on products and services than virtually anywhere else in the world. So you want to leave the pool of capital and income that's here to go somewhere else. Good luck with that. With opportunity, you have to have the courage to claim it. Sometimes opportunity is fine. Sometimes it's not covered in blood, sweat, piss, shit, tears. But it's your janky, scary little bitch ass that's afraid to step up to the opportunity because you realize that the opportunity is going to make you man up. It's going to make you woman up. You're going to have to raise your game like you've never, ever raised your game before, and that scares you. You are okay with being what you are, but you're not happy, but the level of unhappiness hasn't reached a level to make you move towards that opportunity. I can tell you from experience that with a plan, hard work, timelines, you can do more in a year than some people do in a lifetime. And the reason is there's so many people that really don't do a lot in their lifetime. They don't, because they don't think they can. I was watching CBS Sunday Morning, and there was this heartwarming story of this heavily decorated war veteran, World War II veteran. He's 84. He couldn't read. The man could not read at 84 years old. His wife covered for him on his job. One of his buddies covered for him. This man went through a career and he could not read. And it humbled him and it hurt him. And he reached out to people, and it was so frustrating because, you know, he couldn't get it. And he met this woman that was at a local university in his town, and they worked together. And dude can read, 84 years old, and he just learned to read. 84 years old. And it's a beautiful story because that old dog learned new tricks. So if you're sitting there going, I can't chase my opportunity, I can't get myself together because I'm too old, you're full of shit. If an 84-year-old man who went 8 and a half decades and was unable to read, learn how to read at 84 years old. What's your fucking excuse? You're not too old. You are too scared. You're too weak. Age has nothing to do with it. 84 years old, he learned how to read. What's holding you back? Understand, opportunity is everywhere. It is everywhere. Anywhere you want to look, there's opportunity. It's a matter of you having the courage and the eye to recognize it for what it is. So, check that out, think about it, and marinate it on the opportunities that are within your life. Because I can tell you right now, I don't know you, I don't have cameras up in your house, but I can tell you right now, there are opportunities that are all around you. Opportunities that will make you money. Opportunities that will give you a better relationship with your family. There are opportunities that are replete. They're running around in your house. They're jumping up and down going, me, look at me, take me, pick me. But you are so scared, so confused, and haven't really decided what the fuck you want to do with your life. But you're sitting around blaming everyone else, blaming the president, blaming the economy, blaming people that you don't know, blaming people that died, blaming people who aren't born, blaming Mexicans who are coming from across the board, blaming all these people for your life being fucked up, but the only person that's been with you from day one is you. Take advantage of the opportunities that are present in your life. Don't be a scared little bitch. That's a horrible way to live. Don't do it. So that's something for you to chew on this day. If you want to develop the hustler mindset, change your life in ways that you can't even imagine, sign up for the Hustler Mindset Project. Go to my YouTube channel and the links are everywhere. You can see it on the very first video. Welcome to the Hustler Mindset. I'm Glendon Cameron. This is the 7th episode of the American Hustler Podcast. Hopefully you are pissed. Hopefully you are mad at me to the point that you get your ass up and do something with your life. Oh, it's you. It's an Easter egg, okay? This is how this goes. Do not put that this is in the video, at the end of the video, in the comments. Don't mention it. Don't bring it up. Don't say a word. It's shh. This is the Easter egg for this video. Send me, go to www.storageauctionshogun.com. Send me a message titled, you know what? I want this Easter egg deal. That's the message. I want this Easter egg deal. It's a different message for each Easter egg. And this deal is, it gets you into the Hustler Mindset Project, $59.95. And you get all of the all of the audiobooks, The Journey to Storage Auction Success, Pimping Craigslist for Fun and Profit, the Chrome edition, and the Hustler Mindset audiobook. You get all of that for $50. But you must send me this message. You know where. And remember, don't tell anybody anything. And it's 2 parts. It may take me because I'm bringing you in the back way. So it may take a few hours to get you set up. So if you sign up and nothing happens, don't freak out. That's normal. And it's a 2-part deal. You will get your monthly subscription to the Hustler Mindset, And then I will send you an invoice for the audiobooks. And the journey to storage, trust, and success is 9 hours, just to give you an idea of the incredible deal that you're getting. And remember, mom is the word. Nothing about the Easter eggs in the comments. Don't put it on Facebook or nothing. Because if you made it this far, that means this program is for you.